All right, everyone. So I got the rear view Haloview camera installed, and stay tuned for how I did it. So I'm all set up. This is the adapter that I purchased for this. Uh, this is the Furrion mounting bracket, and the cable's in there as well. And so the Haloview conversion bracket, it looks like this, and then the plug is just something simple like this. The Haloview has a twist plug, and the Furrion just has looks like a headphone jack plug. All right, did come with screws and everything else like that. So I'm going to take it apart first, see what I'm looking at before I start doing too much. I'm more than fine taking things apart with the electric screwdriver or the electric drill. When I'm tightening, I'll get it most of the way with that, but then I always finish by hand because I don't want to take the chance of stripping it. It is pretty weak material, relatively, definitely not like wood. So I don't want to take the chance of stripping it. So I like to tighten by hand so that I know that I have to stop. So let me get up there, and then I'll show you what I found. I took everything off. This is a little rubber gasket that was behind it to prevent this from causing damage to the fiberglass finish. It does have a hole, in there, but this bracket fits right in the same holes, so I won't be making any new holes. And the camera that I have came with a cover, which I will put in, and then I will put silicone all around. I did tape the connections just in case I have to pull this up again and it gets stuck. This is just a pop-in connection, so I put a little electrical tape on that connection. And I'm going to do the same thing, even though this one's a twist and a lock. It twists and locks, but I'm going to put a little bit of tape on that too, just to be double sure if I do need to get it out that the cable's not going to disconnect and then fall down the wall. All right, so I wasn't too happy with the size of the hole versus the size of this grommet right here. It fit in there, but I felt like it could push in, and then I lose my protection. So I'm going to put this back on, this rubber seal that was on top of it. I'm going to put that back on to it, and then, but first I'm going to scrape off this silicone right here, and then put new one on there on top when I'm done. I'll put a bead of silicone around here as well, just to prevent any water. I had to fish this thick part through this tiny little hole here that was meant for only the cable, but I did that by heating it up. I just laid it on the hot car because it's like 95 degrees today. Let the rubber heat up, and then I just kind of forced it through, and then that way you can get back to shape. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it back up, and mount it up partially so I can do some silicone beads on the inside here, have it in place, and then I'll finish mounting it up. I've sealed that grommet piece that came with the Haloview camera. There was a little circle in there. I filled it completely with silicone, and then I sealed all the way around it. And now I'm ready to mount this guy. From the factory, they did not have silicone behind it. I don't think it's necessary as long as I put silicone. I'm going to put some silicone in the holes where the screws are going to be, and then put a bead of silicone on the top as well. I didn't remove all the silicone. I didn't want to scrape the camper. It's relatively new silicone, so I'm just going to bead a little bit below it, and make sure that it catches the fiberglass well, and the rubber, to make sure it has a good seal there. It's really meant just to redirect the water more than anything else. All right, so the camera is mounted. I'll bring you in closer in a minute. I did put sealant in the screws, and I made sure that as the cable moved in that grommet, that I resealed anything that needed to be resealed. Once it dries, it should be pretty well set. It's not going to move very much. I might vibrate a little bit, but there's enough sealant in there where I think it should be fine. And then I'm going to, there's really nothing else to do. Everything's all sealed up. and good to go. I am going to put, they did not originally put sealant all the way around the bottom, but I am going to put sealant around the bottom as well. So this is the stuff that I'm using to seal. This is a hybrid silicone. It is for the flashing and for the gutters outside. And so I figured if it was good for that, that it would be good for this type of application as well. It does adhere to many different surface types. If you go through the specs on it, and so definitely recommend it. And we'll go from there. Let me show you what it looks like as a finished product. So the sealant is still drying, but it will dry clear, crystal clear. And I put it everywhere. I'd rather have more than have a leak. But this is what the camera looks like. It works really well. I had it on my other camper. I had it on my other camper for a couple of years, and it worked really well. And when we sold that camper and bought this one, I took it off so that I can put it on. So relatively easy. Wasn't too difficult at all. I wasn't able to use the Batman cap that was on it, but at least it still has the back wings. But no, no problems at all. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please like and subscribe, or please like and follow.